You're on whenever you're ready.
I don't feel like I'm ready. Hi, I'm Paul Brodie. We're here in my shop. Mitch behind the cameras. It's been a little while since we did a video. I think the last time was August 19th. That's what Mitch tells me. So since then, there's been a few things that have been going on, that's to say the least. And I am back on chemo. That's not the good news, but the good news is that I'm still here and I am getting a little better. So I'll explain a few things to you, and then we'll have a question and answer period, which won't happen, but I'll leave you with some thoughts at the end, and then you can write in and you can let me know what you might like to see from us, me. After the last chemo, I did really well for about 8-9 months, and I felt like I had got this thing beat. And I think it was about 8-9 months. I can't exactly remember. I've been on a few pills. I think the hardest part for me is when I get back home and I feel like I'm getting better and then I don't get better. And that's the hard part, because it's sort of like a stage where I'm in limbo a bit. But right now I feel like my health is getting a little bit better, so that's good. Looking after my health, and this is the same for a lot of other people, is really like having a second job. I've got a photo of a calendar, and you can see how it's booked up with blood tests, x-rays, doctors, chemo, pharmacies. I haven't used my van much in the last month because I've been on a lot of pain pills, so that's not a good thing to be driving when you've taken a little pill called Oxy. And I've had a lot of help from my friends and my sisters, so I want to thank them all very, very much, because if I didn't have that help, I might not be here right now. So my focus now is to get well. How have I been in my shop? Have I been in my shop? No, I have not spent much time in my shop whatsoever. So I spent a lot of time lying on my sofa and trying to get well. So me and my shop, I've always had a shop forever, it seems, and it's not just something that I do. It's really more about who I am, because my life in this shop are really intertwined. And I've been sick before, and I've broken my leg, and I've done this, and I've crashed motorcycles, and I always bounce back. So that's what I'm expecting here, is that at some point, I don't know when, I'll bounce back and I'll be back in my shop. So in a sense, it feels like I have lost something, but not really, because as my health comes back, I will be here in my shop. What happens when I get back in my shop? Well, it's just nice to be back. I play some tunes, I hang out, maybe I tidy up a little bit, I get my thoughts back into the rhythm of the shop. And right now, physically, I'm weak, so it's very hard for me to actually do something in my shop. But my mind is still here, and I can think about what I'm working on. I'm working on some projects. I've got the Wasnot right back here, and I've got the Wasnot brake. There's a Wasnot fork here. So that's what I'm basically working on right now. So I got interrupted on this project. So I will have to get back onto that and just see where this road takes me. This road of my life, it's never been a straight road. Sometimes I think it's going straight, and then something happens and I'm making a U-turn, or I'm turning right really quick, and that's just how my life has been, and it's worked well for me because I've ended up in this place, and I never would have ended up here if my life was in a straight line. So I want to take this moment to thank everybody for buying us coffees. Mitch and I like coffees. It helps to support our channel here. And if you buy us coffees, much appreciated. I made some notes, but maybe somehow we go off on a tangent somehow. I'm not sure, because it's kind of hard to do a video on things when things change, because change is not an easy thing. I've dealt with a lot of change in my life, and so I'm kind of comfortable with it. I'm used to it. So basically, me in the shop, I guess I could call myself a shop rat, because that's what I am. I feel comfortable out here, and I know that when there have been other people involved in my life, and I let them know that I spend a lot of time in my shop, and they say, oh, that's not a problem. And then sometime later down the road, it is a problem. So I know that me and the shop, they're really intertwined. There's no real separation there. That's what I see anyway. I'd like to hear from you about what you think that I could offer you at this point in time, because I still have my knowledge. Maybe I'm not healthy enough to work in my shop, but let's see what happens. So maybe I can think of a story, an analogy that'll inspire you to think up something that you could use from me. I just had a little brainstorm session with Mitch here, and there's a few things that I'd like to mention. And it basically involves a shop, because this whole channel is about Paul Brodie's shop, my shop here. So we could have a section that's maybe called Shop Talk, and I could invite people into my shop, other people that have made things. Maybe they're a frame builder, or work in the bicycle industry, or do something in the motorcycle industry, or something like that. And just have an informal conversation, you know, get to know what's going on in their life and how it relates to the world around. And then there could be something called shop organization or flow. Every shop needs some kind of flow. If you don't have a flow, you walk in the door and you're hit by a block right away. So that's part of the mindset of operating a shop, and understanding how it works and how to make it a little better all the time. And that leads into a shop mindset, knowing how to be in tune with your shop, how the shop works, and how it functions. If you're making a lot of brakes, for example, your shop is not going to look exactly the same as if you're making a lot of forks. So each a project that comes through the shop, it shifts it slightly, because there's a different focus, and the focus, it dictates how the shop works. And then we have the stories, shop stories. If you want to hear me tell some shop stories, I can do that as well. So this is just so that you maybe it twigs something up in your mind and you get an idea, and maybe it's an idea or a concept which is worth exploring. If you let us know in the comments, that would be great. And we will talk again. I'm going to work on being healthy. Thank you very much for tuning in. Mitch and I like coffees. If you buy us coffees, helps our channel a lot. Take care. See you soon.